So, hi everyone, we are Venus Voyagers. We're really excited to present our final presentation. So from product management, you have myself, Laura and Marisol. Our UX design team is Ashima and Rocio. Our developers are Brittany and Millette, and Ria is our UX writer. This is an outline of our agenda for today, but we are going to get right into the problem statement to start us off. And have you ever been laid off or on a career break and find yourself second guessing your abilities? Self-doubt and feelings of imposter syndrome are normal feelings during a career break, and that's what our squad, Venus Voyagers, wanted to help people with. We ended up creating a product called JourneyWise. It's a way for us to help people change their perspective on what skills they have acquired throughout their life thus far. We want our product to help you feel confident about yourself instead of trying to make you fit in a box. JourneyWise helps in 3 areas. So we wanted people to feel empowered who have been affected by layoffs, because layoffs and career breaks can be a breeding ground for unhelpful, negative self-talk. Our second is we want to guide people to recognize their unique skills, because self-reflection is an important part of building confidence and being able to tell your own unique story. And lastly, we want to encourage self-discovery in a playful way so people can have a moment of joy during their self-discovery process. After conducting a survey and interviews, we were able to find out people's attitudes around imposter syndrome. From there, we created a few user personas just like this one. This is Jane. Some key adjectives we took away from our user research was people can feel unproductive, disappointed, embarrassed, and isolated. Our hope is after using JourneyWise, people can transform their original archetypes and narratives to another outlook. Based on the results they would receive with JourneyWise, they can start seeing their product, seeing that they are productive, they feel reflective, and they're invigorated. For imposter syndrome, there was quite a lot of secondary data we discovered as a team. Our target market was 25 to 40-year-olds who live in North America. We found at least 40% of North Americans have been laid off at least once. We also discovered imposter syndrome doesn't just live only in layoffs. 58% of people feel like imposters once they're in the workforce as well. And lastly, 21% of people who experienced a layoff took a pay cut when landing a new job. Through our surveys and interviews, we surveyed 35 people and interviewed 5 individuals. When we heard, mostly what we heard is that people suffered with a loss of confidence, a fear of being judged, and not truly understanding your own value. Our interviews gave us insight, and based on those insights, we knew JourneyWise had to address these 3 things. One is we wanted to be a platform where people felt safe to be vulnerable. We also wanted transparency about our products and privacy policy. And lastly, we wanted to speak to the power of storytelling. So really transforming people's career breaks into something empowering for them to tell themselves and future employers. I'm going to pass over to Rocio, who is a part of our UX design team.
Thanks, Laura. Now that we understand our user, I'll walk you guys through the archetypes component of our project. Through our research, we identified 3 types of imposter syndrome. We have the perfectionist, who fears making mistakes, the recluse, who fears challenges, and the soloist, who fears letting others down. Although these all may seem negative at first, each of these archetypes has its own unique skill set, and we aim to help users recognize it. So, after completing our assessment test, our users will receive their transformed archetype and learn to see themselves from a new perspective. By providing this new perspective, we help transform our users' negative self-talk into a more empowering narrative overall. Moving on to our design process, we conducted several usability tests to better understand our users. Testing revealed that users could easily identify with the archetypes, and most found the results page useful. However, our initial design was a bit confusing, so we simplified on that front. In addition, we adjusted our colors to improve user perception and conducted further testing to finalize the palette. I'll pass it along now to Malit from the dev team.
Thank you, Mauricio. So I'll be discussing about the insights of the developers. First, we'll discuss about the challenges we faced with the backend, and when we had to rethink our strategies and find new solutions to manage data flow and user interactions. And when we faced challenges of a team member not being with us anymore, we prioritize our tasks and divide our work. This challenge forced us to be more flexible and adaptive in our project management. When it comes to leveraging team skillets, our development team capitalized off individual strengths and specific skillets. For instance, I was more into logic problem solving, while my teammate was excellent in CSS. So by playing to our strengths, we ensured that each team members contributed effectively to the project. When working with APIs, we integrated and worked with different APIs. We integrated an email API and a cloud API to generate and send PDFs that enhance the functionality and user experience of our application. And now I'll pass it to Ashima, who is our UX.
Thank you, Malet. So just like any team, we had our fair share of challenges, some of which included communication, how decisions are made, and balancing our scope and our timeline. But on the bright side, we did have some really neat key learnings and growth opportunities, including open communication, getting to know each other, decision-making, focusing on our MVP, and vulnerability, which is hard, but we did it safely, respectfully, and it helped make us stronger. Now for the part we've all been waiting for, I'm now going to hand it over to Brittany, one of the developers on our team, to present a live demo.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Brittany and I'm one of the developers for the Venus Voyagers. I'm so proud to demonstrate our JourneyWise project for you today. First, we'll start off with our homepage. As we scroll down, you'll see that we give our users an introduction as to why they would want to use JourneyWise, as well as some basic instructions. We have several buttons prompting the user to begin their journey with us. Our security notice pops up and lets users know how their data will be used. Spoiler alert, we do not save anyone's answers because we only have a front-end project with no database. If our user is okay with these terms, they can accept and continue. The first question allows the user to select their archetype. Users can toggle through these archetype descriptions to choose the one that fits them best. Then they could choose that in our questionnaire. Next is the rest of our questions to let users know more about their career break. And I'm going to swap screens because our quiz is quite extensive, so we're going to head directly to the results. All right, once the user finishes our questionnaire, we arrive at the results page. A user could see their new archetype and toggle to see their previous archetype to compare the two. Users could scroll down to see their top soft skills and learn more about them. They could toggle to see their strengths, as well as some goal suggestions. Users can also see their top 6 soft skills accompanied by a brief description. Lastly, if a user wants to save these results, they have the option to enter their email address and have a copy mailed to them. All right, and that's the end of our journey. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Laura, who will discuss our next steps.
Thank you, Brittany. Just to finish up, so JourneyWise is free. And for the time being, we don't have plans to expand our product features. So we thought what would be a great next step for us would be to see if we can get users to take the test and see how satisfied they are with our product. So we would be doing that by, one, attracting users. So we would try to speak to people who are influential in this space and collect their opinions on our product. After that, we would look at satisfaction. So see how many people are actually completing the questionnaire and if they find the results helpful in building confidence in dealing with imposter syndrome. And lastly, analyzing that feedback. So collecting all that data, seeing as a team what we could implement, and maybe even analyze on a weekly basis how many quizzes are being completed to get some metrics. But yes, so thank you so much, everyone, for listening to us, especially since we're last. So thank you so much. And is there any questions or answer? Or, well, we'll give you the answers. Any questions?